Hello, so after all those tests I'm going to do an actual video. So this is a camera bag that I walk about with quite often. It loads from the back, which is quite handy because, you know, if you forget, it's not going to fall out. So that is the back loader with the camera stuff in. So now I call this lightweight. It's not especially lightweight. The Canon EOS 200D is the second lightest DSLR that Canon make. The 250D is slightly lighter, but and then of course some of the new mirrorless ones are lighter. Obviously I've got lighter compacts, but yeah, but with this 24mm pancake lens, that's quite light as cameras go. That's with a 24mm lens. So now lenses I've got in the bag. This is a 10 to 18mm lens, and that's very light, this one is. And it doesn't have particularly wide apertures. That's goes from 4.5 to 5.6. So, but you know, for video that's fine, because you know most of the time with video it can be quite difficult to get the wider apertures anyway, because it's too bright if you're doing it outdoors, and you don't really want to use loads of neutral density fillers. Anyway, so let's just turn that away. Now this is my old, very old network now, the old 50mm 1.8 lens. I've got several 50mm lenses, but this is the lightest and obviously the most fragile of them, but it's still a very good lens for what it is, and that's quite cheap. So that's the 50, and then there's the 55 to 250mm lens, and because these are all the APS-C sensor camera lenses, those settings need to be multiplied by 1.6 to get the equivalent field of view on a 35mm camera lens. So you have to multiply that by 1.6, so actually that's equivalent at the long end of 400mm. So which is quite handy if you're doing, you know, well, sports is probably the thing where you really need, or wildlife, the longer lenses. Right, so, and they're all the hoods that go with them. That's the 10 to 18 hood. That's the hood for the 55 to 250, and that's the hood for the 50mm. So, put them back, and I took some pieces in there. Put that. And then here is a loop for the back of the camera. It's an adjustable one. You can put it on virtually any camera. It doesn't have to be a DSLR. It can be a compact. You know, if it's not a tiny one, but most the larger compacts or whatever, and you can move about where the thing goes in the back. There is a little Zoom sound recorder, Zoom H2N sound recorder with a hairy windshield. Bag, so we've got adapter, head torch so I can see things in the dark. Now in here, there's a foot for the gimbal. Now the gimbal is the newest accessory I've recently got, and there's a gimbal that holds the camera with any of the lenses on there. Now this is where lightweight is really handy, because you know the gimbals for the heavyweight cameras cost a lot more than these ones. So you know, lightweight. This, you screw it in, set it up, you have to, there's 3 different directions you have to set up on this to balance. You get the balance as best you can before you actually turn the gimbal on, and then it will hold it steady for video. That's for video, that's not for anything else. So that's the gimbal, that's a camera gimbal. I have got a phone gimbal, but I don't, you know, this has really replaced it. I could, if someone needs a phone gimbal, let me know. You know. Right, that's down there. And then I've got a few little bits and pieces. So if I want a stream from the phone while I'm walking, I can use that. And actually you can just hold it on one of these tiny little stands if you just stream with a phone. But and there's bits and pieces and batteries and the rest of it there. So I think that's everything in that bag. I mean, obviously I change it around when I'm taking different equipment. So that the heavier stuff is more legacy, older cameras and equipment that I got a while ago, and I obviously still use it. But this is handy when you just, you know, when you have to walk, and I do get pain and I can't walk far, so that's useful to have some lightweight stuff, or relatively lightweight things. So yeah. Now, if you got any queries or anything about camera stuff, you can always leave a comment. So that was just a basic short video about. Now, how much this weighs, compared to my weight anyway, it's not a great deal extra. I mean, I'm not heavy, but that's not saying I'm heavy. That's just, you know, I suppose it is getting heavier now. I've got the gimbal on there, which is, I mean, just put on there, because I only just managed to actually balance everything properly. But so anyway, that's just a short one. I thought, well, I got it all set up, I might as well do one that's actually of some use rather than just a test video. So, you know, but feel free to answer questions. I mean, I do have other cameras and other equipment, but I just wanted to show this one. Okay.